Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Tea Party. I am Tarsha Rogers, your host for the Still I Rise Tea Party, and it's a family affair. So I have my usual co-host and board member of Still I Rise from Cancer, Miss Tedra Player Green, aka the baby sissy. And I also have with us this evening this handsome young man who I happen to have given birth to, my son, Mr. Braxton Marquez Rogers, who is in his own right able to be a co-host because, like his mom, he too is studying journalism, and he has his own podcast talk show called B Talks. And so we are happy to have him stand in today. We do want to keep our other co-host, Miss Tracy Ebony Brown, in prayer. She did lose her niece on yesterday. So she's not able to be with us this evening. Kenji may hop on later. She's got a lot going on. But I'm happy to have my fam bam here. I believe my mom is watching tonight. So I want to wish her a happy 75th birthday. She is 75 years young, y'all, and she look good. So she's still a fly cutie pie. So we just want to wish her a happy 75th birthday if she's listening. And I know she saw all of your Facebook posts, and she wants, I know Tedra already posted a thank you, but she just wants me to thank everybody who took the time to actually wish her a happy birthday. So without further ado, let's get this tea party started. Oh, Bryson, you're new to this, so I guess take it you don't have a beverage.
You have to have a beverage with you.
Well, no one to give me the memo.
Well, if he doesn't have one, he
It's
can't
your
leave.
show, so you didn't
this
give me no
post.
instructions
So,
at all. You know, everyone's wearing
Sorry.
glasses, got beverages. No one didn't give me no instruction. You just said, come sit down at a desk, and bam, you didn't tell me anything.
Why didn't you tell this young man that he can have a beverage?
Well, it's all good. He'll know next time. You bring a beverage to the tea party.
Yes.
I am drinking what do you call it? Turmeric tea.
Okay. How's that taste?
Yes, and it's very tasty and warm in my belly. What are you drinking, Miss Tez?
H2O.
Oh, very good. Nothing like some water.
Yeah.
Water is good. We like water. Okay.
My niece said he needs milk.
He needs milk.
Yeah.
No, he needs a whole cow. He drinks a lot of milk.
Oh, then you like your auntie.
Yes.
Because they used to get on my case too about drinking a lot of milk when I was young.
It's good for the bones. It's like I haven't had a broken bone.
Oh, wow. So in the news,
yeah,
we watch a lot of news around here in these parts. So
Me
in
too.
the news, what y'all think about the vaccine that has been approved today?
Well,
I'll start with you. I'll start with you first, Tez.
I won't be taking it right now. I feel it was rushed, and word has it, it didn't even go into the third phase. They checked it in the second phase, so I'm not comfortable at taking it at this time.
Okay.
And also, my job has made it clear that this is a voluntary thing. That it's not mandatory, because a lot of people, I guess they're gonna anybody who is interested, they have sent out like a questionnaire or something that if you're interested in getting the vaccine, once they have it, then they'll place you on a schedule to get it. It's not again, it's not mandatory, so that's good, because a lot of people were very concerned about getting it, about their employer making it, or it's mandatory or it's your job.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that my employer is making it is not making it mandatory. You do have a choice in getting the vaccine or not. And as of right now, I'm not too keen on getting it at this time.
Okay, that's fair. What about you, young man?
I feel like in terms of the whole vaccine, for me, someone like me in my age, bracket and kind of the category I fall under, I'm probably gonna be one of the last people to get it. So by the time it gets to me, maybe I can kind of see exactly what side effects it has, how it affects, people. I don't know what's gonna do for you long term. I mean, yeah, it can be a quick fix now, but who's to say how it's gonna affect my health down the road? So again, I kind of agree with Auntie. I think it might have been a little rushed, only because you got everything going on. People want to get their lives back. But all I really say is we shall see what happens. How people react to it. The results, the data that comes back in terms of people who had side effects or how they're feeling. What's the percentages, all of that stuff coming in. So like I said, it's a wait and see type of game for me. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I am also going to sit back and observe. I think we'll have plenty of opportunity to observe between the healthcare workers, the UK, Canada, those that are in nursing homes. I think that's going to allow us a nice amount of time to just be like, if all is safe. I am definitely one who takes my own health into my own hands, but under the guidance of scientists and doctors. I don't put all of my faith in science and doctors, but I am not one of those who doesn't listen to them at all. One of those, I'll just grab my herbs and I'll be okay. No, because there are things that your herbs can cure. But I am going to be very observant and I'm going to continue to do my research. I do want to put out there about the people who have the allergic reactions, because of course you have people posting, oh, see, hold on. Those
Right.
people are allergic to almost everything. They carry EpiPens with them, and they have not done any studies for people in that category. So
Right.
I got some echo going on in my headphone. That could be what you're referring to, Tedra, in terms of their stages. They haven't completed their studies.
Exactly.
Yes. They have not done studies with people who do have severe allergic reactions to various medications.
Mhm.
So I'm not giving no medical advice, but I will say two things. Number one, if you fall under a category in which they've done no studies, then you really need to have a seat and chill and wait. If you are within the categories where they have completed studies and all seems well, I think everybody, me, you, everybody should consult with their own physicians. I'm seeing a lot
Right.
of people give medical advice on Facebook. Don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. I'm not telling nobody to do it, and I'm definitely not telling nobody not to do it. I am saying, especially us as African Americans, we need to find ourselves good doctors that we trust what they tell us, how they guide us, and then we need to listen to those individuals. Nobody is going to influence me one way or the other what I do with this vaccine, except for my medical team.
Thank you.
So,
It's
go
it's
ahead.
funny that you say that about trusting in a physician. They just had a segment, and Mama just texted talking about blacks and black folks are kind of
It's funny that
they're not too keen on rushing to get vaccines
Mhm.
as other ethnic groups.
Mhm.
Hence the Tuskegee
Yes.
that experiment, being experiment on for years. So African Americans have a preconceived notion like, okay, what is this? What is this vaccine for? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very reluctant, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So that's where the people, and however, it's unfortunate that this virus has hit us the hardest,
Yes.
as well as Latinos.
Yes.
And we should be, people feel that we should be gravitating towards wanting to be the first ones to get a vaccine. But
Mhm.
we're like, y'all not we're not no one's guinea pigs anymore.
Yeah.
We'll sit back and let everybody else get the is how many, what can I endure those side effects? So everything
Mhm.
has a side effect.
Yes.
And so that's how they feel. And yeah, I'm kind of one of them. Like, I'm no one's guinea pig. I'll let y'all, the first wave of folks get it, and then I'll see. Eventually, I'll get the shot, because for a while I didn't used to get the flu shot until
Yeah.
I got sick,
Mhm.
and my doctor, he's retired, because when I was working for Kaiser, he will always tell me, Tezzy, since you were sick, you need to get the flu shot. And for years I didn't. I would like sign the declination paper and submit it to my manager and just go about my business. But now it's like, okay, I've been getting the flu shot for about 10 years now. So
And I'm with you because I just started back getting the flu shot
mhm,
last year because Dr. Park suggested it because I had 2 bouts of the flu last year.
right,
And so she said, I think you should get the flu shot. And mommy kept saying, you need to get the flu shot. So I
right,
went and got it. So then when this fall rolls around,
Mhm.
Keith and I went to CVS, I would say the end of September, and got our flu shots. And I truly believe, and I mentioned this to Dr. Parks, and she agrees. I truly believe that me getting that flu shot in September is what aided me in not having coronavirus so bad.
Right.
I literally got it about, I want to say 3 weeks before I actually caught the virus. And when I tell you I was sweating bullets because I really thought, oh Jesus, I've had pneumonia twice. My lungs, I've had radiation, so my lungs are not the best. I ain't gonna make it.
Right.
But by the grace of God, again, what I had was more head congestion, low grade fever, muscle aches, couldn't smell, couldn't taste, and occasionally feeling like somebody was stepping on my chest. That's
Right.
it. That's all. But I think that flu shot kind of helped a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm keeping an open mind to the vaccine. I'm not going to close the door to it. It's going to be a decision I make with my
Yeah.
oncologist, of what we feel, and my medical doctor, of what we feel is going to be best for me. Because I will say this, even though I had a more moderate case of the coronavirus, I
Mhm.
don't want it no more because it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
At a moderate level, it was very uncomfortable and very scary, particularly the
About
somebody
this,
sitting
the
on my
feeling that you're an elephant sitting on your chest. That a friend of mine, she's going through it right now, and that's what she feels. And that, an elephant sitting on her chest. She's
Yeah.
not. She's going through sweats and
Yeah.
everything. She's getting better, but that's what she's going. That's what she's going through now. Now with this vaccine, when people are, I don't know if the airlines, if not domestic, but I heard international flights, they may have people prove that they've been vaccinated. Now, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
Because,
I'm ready to go back to Paris.
yeah, I ain't about to see no dang on country right now. Hell no. This virus is floating around, and it seemed like it's not going to get any better. You're getting
Yeah.
new
No, I hear
cases
you.
left and right and everything. And, it's this whole year is trash. It's bittersweet.
But
And
I think the biggest message people need to understand, though, again, is to just continue to stay safe because,
right.
like I shared last week, Keith had no, and Braxton can tell you, his dad had no symptoms at all. So, we had to corral him because, of course, he's trying to keep, be safe and me as well, because we don't know if I could catch it again that quickly or whatever.
Right.
But it was hard for him because he has no symptoms. It's easy if you're sick to stay in your room, stay in the bed, whatever. But if you feel fine, it's like, why can't I come out this room? It's like,
right.
no,
You still, there's a chance you still can spread it. Sit your tail down somewhere.
Yes. And I think human nature, that's what everyone is doing. Oh, I feel fine. And
right.
so, they bounce right back out there and it's spreading.
Yeah.
Braxton, tell us about how they were dealing with the coronavirus on your campus. Like, were students being conscientious? Were they being loosey-goosey? What was going on at school?
So when I first got there, like maybe like the first 2 weeks is when, everyone got to wear a mask, wherever you are, regardless if it's inside the classroom or if you're walking around campus. As soon as you step outside of your living area, you have to wear a mask. And then maybe after the first 2 weeks, it was just like, I think, no, actually, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. Not even the first 2 weeks though. So the first like maybe 2 days, they were like stressing it. And then the school decided to be idiots and throw a back to school bash with over 500 people in a big grassy area. Now, this is coming off of, with everything going on. I think by that time cases were still going up, and the school had just made an announcement saying, hey, social distance, if you throw a party, there's going to be consequences. And then you turn around, and I'm talking about literally before the first day of school, that Sunday, I just could not believe they actually had the bash, so they had a back to school bash, which they had last year. Is basically, it's like a welcome back type of thing, with, people before school starts, everyone they throw this big, kind of like a big party on campus. But it was so crazy because this year's, the one they threw was way twice as big as last year's. if not have it at all, but if you're gonna have it, it'll be a lot more, rules, regulations. Hey, social distance, this and that. Man, I mean, it was too. I mean, I know we're outside, but school year start going on. The school, they start coming up with lies saying, "Oh, we only have 2 cases out of the whole school," and I'm like, bro, I don't believe that. And then they did the first coronavirus test. We did COVID test. They said, "Oh, only 1 person tested positive," which is a lot of BS because I'm not stupid. I know people going off, once the week is over, they go off back home or they go here, they go there, loosey goosey. Then they come back to campus. So who knows what they brought over? So, and then I believe the month of October was probably the worst month in terms of them being loose. Whole month of October, people were going to parties left and right. People, people getting. I know one of the coaches. It wasn't school that I did. One of the coaches from I think track had I think some people got suspended because they threw a Halloween party, and it wasn't through the school though. It was through the coaches. So the school, they weren't gonna do anything about it. The coaches had to discipline their own players. You know what I'm saying and then just everyone else.
These people idiots.
You gotta understand, like out there, it's crazy. It's kind of sad. When I went to Walmart, when I'm wearing a mask, and then it was so funny. Someone I knew, I was like, "Oh, we gotta wear a mask." Like they're gonna be. She's like, "Nah, man, they don't even care if you don't wear a mask." And Walmart is I know it's a big store, but a lot of people be in the Walmart. So you would think it a big essential store like that, you'd wear a mask because so many people are in there.
Especially since the only store.
The only store. So and they don't. That's not a requirement. And not even just in Walmart. Wherever you go, it's like it's not mandatory. It's like, okay, if you wear a mask, cool, but if you don't, hey, we'll
Can you at least do they? Okay, so if people don't want to wear a mask because there's an uproar with people everywhere, idiots.
Well,
they don't want to wear a mask. Did they give anyone like an option of wearing a face shield at least?
No,
because people are always claiming, "Oh, I have a medical condition if I wear a mask."
No,
wear a face shield. You still have to have your face covered.
I remember at one point, just not even I remember at one point they were trying to, like I said, the first 2 weeks they were trying to be very on it. Like I remember I was literally walking back to back to the off-campus apartment, the parts where I live, and they were like, I took it down because I usually keep my mask on all day. I don't never take it off, but I think I just took it down just to itch my nose. And one of the ladies was trying to yell at me, "Put your mask back on." And I was kind of like, like, okay, like relax, like, but she's yelling at me. She doesn't have a mask on. So what are you yelling at me for? So again, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't, the only people I really blame the school. If you're gonna, let me put some perspective. I know what I'm about to say is kind of messed up, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. You're gonna tell a bunch of college kids, you're gonna tell a bunch of college kids and invite them back on campus, and you're gonna tell them to social distance. Are you that's that's like telling a kid, that's like open a candy store and tell a kid, "Hey, you can walk a candy store, but you can't take it." You can't, like, no, you're not. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna expect to invite people back on campus, and then we're all young, whatever. When they're gonna be like, "Oh no, we're just not gonna," yeah, we're just gonna social distance. No, that's not gonna happen. So that went out the window. And then it was like a trigger effect. Once that happened, people started having parties. People started not wearing masks. People then like I said, I think after Halloween, we had 15 cases in 1 week. That's what. So it was a wrap after that. They had no choice but to shut down. So yeah, they weren't.
For you, I mean, when I go back to your 21st birthday, that's where this all began. And we went to Vegas. And we had a grand old time. And as we were winding down, well, I remember Mommy not wanting us to go to Vegas, but this was kind of right at the beginning of all of this kind of unraveling. But we went anyway, by the grace of God, because we were a large group. Number one, we socialized in the suite. Number two, when we went to restaurants, because we were a large group, they put us off by ourselves. So to be honest, and then we spent a lot of time outside, like on Fremont Street and whatever. So to be honest, we never were really anywhere indoors around a bunch of people. So I think, God was watching out for us. And of course, as we were leaving Vegas, they started shutting it down and saying, "We're closing casinos."
They shut it down the next day, that Monday.
Right. But Braxton, as a young 21-year-old who really hasn't had a chance to be like, "Woo, I'm 21, I can party, I can do this, I can do that." How are you adjusting to really not being able to be a fancy free young man? You have to kind of be on lockdown. How are you adjusting to that? What's your motivation to do the right thing?
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I went away to school, you gotta, it was so hard not to bite in with people going out. But I think the hardest sacrifice people with this, and this goes for just any age group. You gotta understand, if I have to make a sacrifice to save someone's life, then so what? So be it. Then I'll do it. Regardless of whether or not how it benefits what my life is, me not going out. But if I have to, me going out, not going out, me just being safe, if that can benefit someone else, then you know what? I think health is wealth. So if I'm healthy and someone else, and I can benefit someone else's health, then you know what? Then that to me, I think is the greater gift than me being selfish and be like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna, because I have been about, hey, Braxton, come party, and it's like you gotta develop it's like a conscience. If you develop a conscience that tells yourself, hey, all right, but think about, go out, and then all of a sudden, you can get it, and you can bring it in the house, or you can be talking to someone older who might have conditions, and you don't even know you have, and they can all right, just think of that. That's like always thinking in the back of my mind. So it is very hard because people always know I was a person. I always go out every, freaking,
Yes,
weekend. When the weekend,
Yeah, party all the time.
yeah, but I think, with everything happening, because of course COVID affected even more so personal level with my family. You know what I mean? So I think it's just more so you gotta sacrifice. It's hard, but sometimes at the end of the day, is if I can save another life, that to me means way more to me than any other part. Because again, if it means I'm safe and I'm healthy, then so freaking be it. I mean, this year it's a wrap. I accepted that, and I think people should accept that. But you got people my age who are so caught up with, okay, we're young. Okay, so what if we get it? We're gonna be fine. We're still gonna party. We're gonna have a good time. And it's like, I can't. I almost get offended now because it's like, dude, like, you're saying you're gonna kill someone and you won't care? Because basically, if you go out and you get it, and still happen to be the wrong place, wrong time, you're talking to somebody who might have it, or who don't have it, but you might give it to them, or you're in a household with somebody who has health issues that we might give it to them, and it's like, if they die, then what? What are you gonna say now? I've had people say, "Oh yeah, COVID, bro, it's not real. Like, you're good, man. You're young. You're an athlete. You're fine. It's not about me. That's the thing. It's not about me. It's about others. And I'm not a selfish person. I wasn't raised that way, and I'm not that way. So be it. If I gotta, skip a party, okay. So this year's a wrap. So again, it's hard, but again, it makes me happy that I'm doing the right thing, because at least I'm not killing somebody, crying out loud. You know what I mean? So.
Well, good for you, young man. That's a very admirable attitude to have, because not everybody can think that way at such a young age. Because I see folks my age that can't let it go. They just got to be out there. They got to be at the party. They got to be at the event. They got to do something. They got to be with somebody. And on a level of depression, on a level of, particularly for people who live alone, I understand the need to be around others. I get that. But you have people that live in the house with others, and they still just got to get out there with a whole bunch of other people and party and do things. And it's like, why can't you just, with the people that live in your house, pull out some board games? And that, what did we do the first few months? All we did was we was outside. We made our own fun or whatever.
Y'all entertained each other.
Yeah.
Did y'all band and everything, and
or you can create a bubble. Now, like, for example, Kenji, She only socializes with her immediate family, some of which are in her house and some are not. But they have created a social bubble,
Right.
meaning they all know what each other is doing. Now, if you're doing that, that's fine. But if you're invited to a wedding, a birthday party with somebody that you know somebody in that house works every day, because that's another risk. Those who have to go out into the workplace every day, because that's actually where Keith got it. He didn't get it from me. He got it from the workplace. So there's so many levels to this, and it's so hard to try to say, oh, well, so and so is all right. They fine. They might look fine, but they could be asymptomatic because they come from a coworker and they don't even know it. So, it's and this week has been horrendous for me in terms of work, because it's been case after case after case. I'm fortunate, and I'm not going to say where I work on the air because I'm very opinionated, and ain't nobody going to be calling my job and saying, oh, she said such and such, y'all need to fire her, because I'm going to come look for you.
Right.
But me and as well as other people in the corporate office can work from home. But there are others that don't have that luxury because of what they do. So they have to be there, considered essential workers. So they have to be there. But there's been case after case after case after case all week. I mean, I got to pull an all-nighter tonight. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna eat my dinner. I'm gonna get me some more tea, throw my jammies on, go back in my office, and I'll probably work a couple of hours because I've got to respond to the Department of Health. I've got to send out more exposure notices. This thing is real. This thing is real. It's not the flu. It's not a hoax. It is real. And what's happening, coworkers or employees are contacting me. I was with my uncle last week, and his household, the whole household has the virus. So then I have to tell them to quarantine and go get tested. And then I start gathering up all the names of the employees they've been around, and then I gotta wait. If they come back and tell me that they're positive, now I got to send exposure notices to everybody that they've told me they've been around. And then those people have to quarantine and go get tested. And that's all I've been doing all week long. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I spoke
my job today.
Wow. I spoke with my boss, I think sometime last week. And she told me one of the ladies from the department on campus, her department, the manager has been letting them to work from home all this time. And so now the manager wants them back. And so I'm painting a picture for you. She lives with her grandparents and she doesn't feel comfortable going back. So she asked, well, I'm not feeling comfortable going back because I do live with my grandparents. Can I at least come in once a week?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't give her that option. They say you have to come back. She no longer works at my job anymore.
I'm mad at her
because you didn't like some of these employers.
They need to grow some feelings.
Thank you. And some of them don't have any.
I'm gonna tell a lot of y'all that's listening right now, come 2021, actually right now, what you need to be doing right now today is updating your resume. Come 2021, whenever this starts to subside and we start to get halfway back to normal, you need to be applying to other employers, an employer that will care about you, care about your health, care because this could happen again. And if you're working for somebody that just don't give a damn, that could allow you to work from home but refuses to, it wants you to come back into work and it's not safe, not telling you what your options are if you get the virus, not telling you that other people are sick that have been around you. If you're working for people like that, today is the day you need to make up your mind that when all this is over, you won't be working for them anymore. It's time for you to make a change. Because there are employers that care.
Yeah.
There are employers that care. Yeah, Braxton had to, I had to just go up to the office and just grab a couple of things and actually connect my laptop to my desk computer because I was having a hard time getting into my desk computer. So, he drove me up there. and I was in and out probably within an hour. And it was like 2 people in there, but I had him drive me because I am literally working in the car. I've got my laptop connected to the hotspot on my phone because I'm still getting these emails. Oh, I've been exposed, so I'm literally working in the car
Wow.
to work. I haven't had a break. So that's what I'm saying. They said this surge was coming. They weren't kidding. And
They warned us. They
ahead.
warned us, and they kept warning us, and people kept wanting to go out, having these underground parties. They just recently arrested 150 people at a house. I don't know where it was, somewhere out here. I think it was out in the valley or something. But they arrested 150 people.
It was funny. I told Mom can attest to this. I told you. I know. I told you a month. I said wait until Halloween comes around because people are gonna. You gotta understand. Whatever reason people can find to throw a party and go out, they're gonna find it. So you got holidays like Labor Day, and then you got
Halloween.
Come around. You got Halloween. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Halloween.
I'll be honest. I didn't go to a party. I stepped out, but I didn't go to the party. There's a difference. I did not go to a party. What happened was it was a costume thing we were doing, but it wasn't nothing like a big super duper because there was big parties and that came to bite people in the butt because people got suspended for that. So again, that's what numbers in our city start going up, and then Colorado's numbers or at one point, I believe it was higher than we were right there with California, and then of course California though, of course start creeping up more. But I mean, Colorado was from that week was right there because they do different things totally different out there than how they do it out here. So again, I'm not surprised Halloween. I told Mom that was going to happen. I said I know my generation. I know how we think. We're very smart, but we're very stupid, if that makes any sense.
Honey, I think that's almost in every generation now, because I'll be reading these comments on different articles on social media, and people still think that it's a hoax, that this is a plandemic. I'm like, okay, so explain to me the people who are in these ICUs. Hospitals are at some hospitals are at their capacity. You have deceased people.
People are dead.
Explain the dead.
People.
You tell that.
The Nevada hospital where they have turned the parking lot.
Yes. Into an ICU unit.
But you gotta understand with the hoax though, and I think it comes back to you gotta understand when you have a leader or so-called current leader, man, and
that mofo ain't no leader.
When you have him downplaying it, if he's not, it's like it's a fire and he keeps throwing gasoline because it's like they follow what he does. If let's just say if it would have been like wear a mask, take this seriously. Quite frankly, we might be those simple words because people follow what this man does. They literally are obsessed with him. Whatever he says, they believe. People still believe what he says. So you have all these people who get all mixed up. Oh, it's a hoax. Yeah, like he says, it's gonna disappear. It's just gonna go away. It's gonna take its stuff, pack its little bag, and just fly away. Right? I mean, you got to understand. They're not. If the president is playing golf and not taking it seriously, what do you think the American people? They're oh well. Shit.
Yeah, they made this political when all it should have been was wear a mask, social distance, safe. But they made it so political.
He kept blaming it on the Democrats and all that.
Left versus right, and that pisses me. I don't have time for this left versus right.
On the left for over here for y'all watching. Yeah. You have people who don't lead by example, like the governor who was at French Laundry with all these people sitting around him eating dinner while he's telling us not to gather. Really? Then you had a public health official who voted to shut down all these restaurants, leave from her vote, and go to the Abbey in West Hollywood and eat dinner.
What?
My thing is the Abbey's supposed to be closed.
When did that happen? When did that happen?
Happened last week or week before that, whenever they shut the restaurants down.
That the lady, the gray hair lady?
No, not Barbara Ferrer. I felt so bad for her. She cried yesterday.
She did cry. And I read a comment People are just so heartless, but you know what? People like to hide behind laptops and computers,
Of
and they
course.
spew all this venom, knowing they don't have the set of titties or the balls to say it to somebody in their face.
Okay.
And talking about her tears is fake.
No, no, no.
She's feeling overwhelmed.
Yes.
It's a lot of
And with
She
all, I
She
think,
doesn't know what else she can do.
right,
She doesn't know what else to do.
it's up to us as American people, but you do have certain folks that's just idiots and they just don't care. But let it be one of their family members on a deathbed.
right.
I bet it will seek in then.
Been saying
Put a
that.
pause on idiots. So, CNN stay on in this house. And so
Mine too.
I was watching today where, and it might have been Fox, because I do watch Fox, because I believe you need to know what's
ooh.
going on both sides.
I hope you have your wine, your
sides of the spectrum.
liquid courage on that
You
one,
keep
because
your enemies, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You need to know what Fox is saying
yeah,
too.
but sometimes you don't have the hair triggers on the enemies.
But let me tell you
Keep
what.
going.
Let me tell you what was said though. So they were talking to the people in Georgia, the Retrumplicans, as Chris Como says, and
I love
they
Cuomo.
were saying they are not going to vote because it's just too much fraud, and we are not going to vote in January. And I'm thinking to myself, yes, yes.
Oh yeah. Let them
But
say
you
800.
hear the stupidity coming out of their mouth. You had a lawyer who is also a Retrumplican who's told them, don't vote. Your votes are the whole voting system is fraudulent. Do not vote in January. So aren't y'all trying to maintain the Senate? Why would you tell them that? But thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a blessing in disguise, because once them two representatives get voted in, it's bye-bye McConnell. That's the
Yes,
other double neck SOB I want out too. Because I can't stand him.
And it's not about party anymore, because I'm definitely I'm not a Democrat. No way, no how. But it's about right or wrong. And and both sides have gone so far away from any type of values or core decency or anything. You had a Republican today say that I don't know what's wrong with my party. They have just since Trump
went off the deep end.
So it's not about party at this point. It's about right and wrong. And Republicans are
loyalty now.
And cuckoo Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
It's loyalty now with the narcissist. Either your loyalty is with him, or your loyalty is with the Constitution. And it needs to be with the Constitution,
Democracy.
not
why
him.
they're Republicans. That is why
just got word.
Loyalty, you're right, Tezra. Their loyalty is with Trump and not with the country. The loyalty needs to be because what he's doing is so very dangerous. He's playing a dangerous game and has been for the past few weeks.
But you know what though?
You need to get your U-Haul, get your stuff, take your wife, your son, all your
and your purge-looking family, and get the hell up out.
In Florida, you live, go back there.
Well, I just received a text that the House, the House is, working on a stimulus package, which is trash to me.
Trash.
Because $600, what you gonna do? I could spend $600 in my sleep within seconds. But they adjourned without it being finished. So
what?
Yeah. So you still have folks. So for one thing, you shortened it. Used to be 1,200 singles, 2,400 couple, and you're gonna keep the unemployment, the extra unemployment. This package is excluding the unemployment.
Yes,
and it's 600 for singles and 1,200 for couples.
Right.
$600 that's someone's car note. If you want to take it there, that's a grocery bill. That's not enough. But yet and still, you have all them senators that are old. They got their what mama used to say, one foot in the grave, the other on a banana
Up on a
peel,
banana peel.
and they're racking millions. That's why it needs to be a term on their position in Congress. They
So
need
they
to have
have
term
adjourned
limits.
to no, with no decision.
No, there's no decision yet.
Okay, so are they gone for the winter closure?
No, they have until I think next week before they do that.
Don't hold my breath.
And if when they do, they're gone for the rest of the year.
That is.
Wow.
But you're going into another weeks and days into the holiday where people are losing their jobs. They're in the
And
process of probably getting evicted.
December 26th.
Yeah.
It ends December 26th for those that got it from all the way back in March and have
Right.
been extended and extended. It ends. The little funky $950 every 2 weeks or for some
Yeah.
that pay less. That ends December 26th.
Right.
Wow. And people, Chris Como yesterday was reading letters, like, little kids, little Dear Santa letters and stuff.
Yeah.
And majority of them was, it was so sad. Some were, Dear Santa, can you help my mommy and my daddy get jobs? Dear Santa, one little kid wrote, Dear Santa, can you get rid of the Corona, CRONA, the coronavirus, so that I can. Oh. And then another, I don't want anything. I just want this virus to go away. And then another letter said, my mom won't be able to buy me Legos this year. So can you buy me some, Santa, can you give me some Legos? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it tugs on your heartstrings
Yeah.
when you hear, stuff like that from children.
Yeah.
And
the children.
And they don't really, and some don't understand. They so little, they don't understand, like, well, mommy, why? Well, daddy, why? Or, why are we cutting back? And you have now the rest of the schools have shut down. They've all gone back to online. They're not even doing hybrid. That was the thing that they also said on the news.
Ventura County.
I'm sorry?
Except Ventura County.
Well, let me
Really?
shut up. I'm just gonna keep it politically correct. Yeah. Yeah, you got a different grade. Ventura and Orange County. I'm sorry for all my Orange County folks. I'm not talking about y'all per se, because I already know who lives in Orange County that's close to me. But y'all's area, it's a wrap for y'all. I don't know what y'all. I can't stand that county for some reason. And Ventura, y'all's county is special as well.
Yeah, we're not quite as bad as Orange, but we were right behind them.
Y'all right, yeah,
not too far,
exactly.
not too far
Orange
behind.
County is number one of a bunch of idiots.
Yes.
And
we're not too far
you
behind,
have,
though. We're not too far behind.
No, you're not too far behind, but Orange County is number one.
Some kids are going to school and they're half going to school and half online.
They staying home.
And it's bad, Tez, because I've listened to parents. It's rough.
Parents are worried about their kids' mental state.
God, that Braxton is a college student. He don't need my help, because if he was a little kid and I'm over here trying to do my work and he's over here trying, can you help me? I'd be like, I can't help you. And I don't have patience. I'm not a teacher, so I don't have. And he knows when he used to help me, and I'm trying to tell him, dang it, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I don't have that type of patience. So it would be some furniture moving up in here. I wouldn't be able to do it. And I know other parents are feeling the same. They're struggling. And if they're working from home and they got a kid that needs their assistance, it's too much.
And then in the beginning, the parents, they were complaining about how the kids weren't getting reliable equipment.
Yes.
For staying, during their school, having virtual school. Their application would, I guess would like freeze up, and the internet won't be working. And so the schools in the beginning, I I think they offered to pay for the internet, or they made it so where the kids had affordable internet to be able to do school. But now you have parents complaining
Mhm.
about their kids' mental state, and how they're not liking this virtual school, how they prefer to be in a classroom with their friends, interacting, physically with their teachers. I understand that. But on the flip side, you do have parents. They do want to get rid of their kids.
Yes.
Little Johnny getting on Sally's nerves.
Yes.
Trayvon is getting on
School was
Keisha's
the
nerves.
to get school for some parents. Yeah, school was the babysitter.
Right.
And you ain't got that
Right.
babysitter anymore. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it. It's rough. It's rough.
You
I
got
feel
parents
mostly bad for
YouTubing
children.
math problems.
They don't understand. The children don't understand. And then even the older children and their teen, they're missing out on so much. And I know
They are.
later on in life, there's going to be a study on these little children and how this truly affected them. They can't play. They can't play with other kids. They can't go to little Sally's birthday party. They can't do anything.
Closed
And
off.
it's a struggle for them to sit there, for some to sit there on a computer and try to do their work. It's a struggle. It's really bad.
It is.
This thing is really, really bad. It's got some really, and they're using other mechanisms to cope. It's bad. That's why I force myself to go for a walk every day.
It's even bad for adults.
Stop working and I'll throw my jacket on. I put my headsets on and I get to walking so that I can woosah and breathe some fresh air and
right
my mind and okay, I'm doing something. Because if I didn't, because I had to check myself. Because I was drinking Stella. I was looking at, I'm like, oh, I done had another glass of Stella. Oh, I done had the whole bottle.
You ain't the only one.
Crack open another bottle of Stella. I'm like, oh, I'm about to be a wino. So
right.
I had I had to check myself before I wrecked myself.
Yeah, I had to check myself. I'm still checking myself with this eating too, because I've never been a nervous eater. Now it's like, yeah. I'm looking forward to that next investment in the elliptical. So I've been like trying to do some exercise regimens. I'm sorry?
No, I asked Braxton, was he checking his eating?
My eating is fine. I have a routine eating. I know me. It's fine. That's why I go to the.
Oh yeah, we know your eating is fine, dear.
Look. Okay.
I wish I had the metabolism you had.
Jesus, why is it always go back to me? All right, you're eating fine. She's like, she always snuck that in. You're eating fine, son. Oh. Like, geez, yes, my eating is terrific.
Yeah, I hear you eating your parents out of house and home.
Has gone up since you've been home, my son.
Why does she do this? Why does she do this? She likes the whole world know about.
How do you feel about? Question: how you feel about when they work from home? You know that article I told you about, what I guess the UK was starting to do over on their side. I don't know if they're talking about. They were talking about when taxing people working remotely from home.
No.
That's a no to me.
I don't like taxes. I don't like the fact that California takes part of my income. I don't like taxes, but I know I got to deal with them. I know I've got, it's the American way to be taxed, but I don't like taxes. I don't like to be taxed, and you're not going to tax me on nothing else. No.
Thank you. But they haven't really, the United States haven't really exercised or thought about that study. It's only like overseas for like, I guess in another country. But I'm like, y'all keep it over there. The United States, people.
That is dumb. That is so.
I'm not trying to be
just because you're not.
No.
Yeah, just because you're not using gas.
I'll say this again. When I talked about the people whining that some people were getting $600 extra for unemployment, Worry
Right.
about your own pocket, worry about your own money. And your employer should be giving you some type of what do you call it for essential workers? Some type of
Hazard pay.
Your
The
employer
Stater
should be
Brothers is
doing
doing it.
your employer should
Just
be doing that.
recent.
And that goes
Yeah.
back to what I said. Some of y'all need to rethink who you're
Reconsider.
working for. Because
Right.
at the end of the
Reconsider
day,
your
they don't
employer.
give a damn about you.
Right, because Stater Brothers just recently this week, they are giving their employees, all of their employees, including the ones that are the white collar, the ones that the office folks, they're
Mhm.
even receiving hazard pay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I think it's great.
I think anybody that's still going to work every day because they have to and
commend
dealing
them.
with the public, whatever it is, I think you should get hazard pay. I think
Yeah.
the people working in grocery stores should get hazard pay. The people in the banks should get hazard pay.
Right.
Anybody that's out there every day having to deal with strangers all up in their face, the healthcare workers definitely should have it. They should all get hazard pay.
Right. Absolutely.
They're risking their lives to keep things going for the rest of us.
Right.
And
But
I
even
publicly want to thank them all. And I really want to thank the healthcare workers because
Yeah.
they interview some of these people on the news and the things that they tell the news and the things that they see and have to go through.
and they look tired.
I truly, truly thank you. I
Yeah.
truly thank you for the work that you do and that all the sacrifices you're making. I
Yeah.
really do. Anybody that's working in healthcare,
Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
thank you.
Yeah, because so I can they interviewed some people and they just look tired.
Yeah.
Their mask, they have worn those masks and the little apparatus that they have to have on their face for so
All day.
long until they have prints
Yes.
of it on their face.
Yes.
So,
And I'm sure they've got to work double shifts because they got to cover
Right.
somebody that's gotten sick.
mhm.
If I'm stressed from the little bit of stuff that I'm doing, I know
Just-
an HR person at a hospital or somewhere is probably pulling their hair out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely a time to reflect on all that we have, all that we've been blessed with,
Right.
God's goodness, because God is truly good. Despite
All
all
the time.
despite all of it, he is still in control and he's still good. So, I'm grateful. We've been talking around in my household about, what you want for Christmas. And yesterday I told Bryce, I don't want nothing. I'm going to be honest. I just, the fact that we're still alive and we have a reasonable, as the old folks say, a reasonable portion of health and strength.
Yeah.
That's all the Christmas I need. I don't need nothing else. I got food. I got a roof over my head. I'm not wanting for anything. What do I need? And when it's so many that don't have, I'm
Right.
good. I'm good. I really am. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. So, well, we are coming to the end of our journey. And I want to thank my special guest host, Mr.
Nephew.
Rogers.
I'm
Mr.
so proud of you.
We are very proud of you, young man. You're an awesome young man, and you just keep striving for higher heights. Keep putting God first, and you're gonna be all right because you got a good head on your shoulders. As the old folks also say, you come from good stock.
Right.
So I did want to acknowledge something that Gisela said. She said that we were talking about the voting. And she said, we don't want them to vote, meaning, the Retrumplicans. She said they're closing polls in Black neighborhoods and holding up the machines to be checked so they can't early vote. So they're already, this is why I truly believe that God orchestrates things in a certain way because we already had issues with voter suppression. But because we're in a pandemic, all you had to do was open your mail, check what you wanted, and mail it off or drop it off. And so many people did that. So it wasn't any voter suppression, so to speak.
Right.
And I feel that that's how it was supposed to be able to get that nut job out of the White House. So now you're going back to people trying to suppress. So we've got, whatever it takes for Georgia, it's nothing we can do, but we just got to encourage Georgia. Our Black votes count. Don't ever think our votes don't count. Figure out a way to vote, and please vote. Exercise your voice in January, just like you did in November, because it's very
Exactly.
important.
Stand in the
And it's important
lines.
to know that we are mighty and strong when we come together, and we are strong in numbers. It's very important that they learn that lesson.
Oh yeah, they're learning it, and
Yeah.
that's why they have their power is slowly diminishing,
Yeah.
and that's why they're going batshit crazy,
Yes.
so to speak.
Go Stacey Abrams. That's my shero right there. Go Stacey.
Oh yeah,
Go Stacey. So they
She
tried
had-
to keep her down, and she
Mhm.
got 800,000+ folks.
exactly.
Go Stacey.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we are going to come to an end because like I said, I got to go eat my dinner and I got work to do for
Yeah.
my job. So, and maybe next week I'll talk about some of my other business ventures I got going on. I've already shared with the fam, but I'm gonna go public on it soon because definitely will need support because Pink Bougie is expanding into other things besides just the clothing boutique. But I'll talk about all that later. But it's
Okay.
gonna benefit those of you who have gained a little weight. I've got a solution for you. But anyway.
Okay.
Just everybody stay prayerful, stay calm, stay together, stay on one accord, stay loving, stay kind. We need more kind people. And
Yeah.
just remember that our glory never consists in never falling, but in rising. We continue to rise every time we fall. Still I rise, still you rise, we all rise. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. And don't go nowhere, my special guests, until I'm trying to play my little exit music, but it's not letting me do it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.